Hey everybody, it's Chris Eads, known online as Wootini, here with another Gay Gamer video podcast. This weekend was Brooklyn Pride, and I decided I would volunteer to work a shift at the Geeks Out booth, because now that I've moved to this neighborhood, it's like literally around the corner, so I have no excuses really. It was fun, it was great, telling everybody about Geeks Out, which you should totally know about, geeksout.org. It's a non-profit LGBT queer geek group. It's fantastic, and they have lots of great events. So I hung out, shared the knowledge of Geeks Out, and got a little too much sun, I'm afraid. But you gotta start somewhere. Also, this weekend I went to the movies and I saw Hereditary, which was surprisingly, I really enjoyed it. I mean, I say enjoyed it, it's seriously messed up, but it's enjoyably messed up. It's not a feel-good film. I was just worried because they were really, really hyping this thing. And they were just like heavily promoting it like on Twitter and Facebook. It was all these sponsored posts, and you just could not get away from it. Weirdly, the image that they used to promote the film is a still from the film, and I wish that they had not used that image because it kind of spoils a moment at the climax of the film. So, stop spoiling things! I mean, I hadn't seen any trailers for this, so I didn't know what I was getting into, but I thought I had some free time, let me go check it out, see if it's any good. I really liked it. I was concerned because a lot of these overhyped horror movies where they're like, oh my god, it's the next big thing, and then you end up with something like The Babadook, which was not good. This is the same company that produced The Witch, which I did not care for. It had its moments, but overall, I was underwhelmed. It did not live up to the hype. But I don't feel like Hereditary quite lives up to the hype that they're pushing it, where it's the scariest movie ever, and scariest movie in... It is, you know what, I feel like it might be the scariest movie I've seen in quite a while, because they just don't make actually scary movies. They make you jump, they make you grossed out by gore, but they don't like get under your skin, you know, and unsettle you, which I feel like this does sometimes. So if you like a good scary movie, go check out Hereditary. I'm not telling you anything about it. You'll figure it out if you have a brain in your head. I feel like you see where it's going, like, very early on. You're like, okay. Like, and you know where it's going even though the characters don't. So as it progresses towards it, you're like, yep, and here's the, yep, okay, saw that, yep, But even though you know where it's going, you don't know how it's going to get there. Trust me. So, if you like a good scary horror movie, I recommend you check out Hereditary. Especially if you have MoviePass, and then it doesn't cost you nothing, really. It's super discounted. Because then if you don't like it, you can say, I didn't pay for it. Which is what I do sometimes when I use my MoviePass. I'm like, no, we'll call that one a freebie. I'll pay my $10 for that I enjoyed. So, I enjoyed this, so it's $10 for this, which is less than the, like, $16 or $17 it would have cost me for this ticket. So it was only $10, and then everything else I see is free. As for gaming, E3 is kicking off already, which, I mean, it hasn't actually technically started, but as with all E3s, the companies have their extra press conferences like a couple of days before. That was the thing when I actually got to go to E3. You actually had to go, like, a couple days early so that you could go to this press conference or that press conference, you know. Then actual E3 happens for 3 days. And so far there's only been the EA press conference. I know that tonight, it's Sunday when I'm filming this, so tonight is the Microsoft and I think Bethesda. I'm interested in Bethesda, not so much Microsoft, because my Xbox is just collecting dust at this point. It doesn't have any exclusives that I want to play. Bethesda I'm interested in. I want to see what else they're putting on the Switch, because we like that. But as for EA, I'm never that into EA anyway, because it's mostly their sports and like shooting military shooters and stuff. That's what they tend to hype up, so I'm like, I don't care. Unless I know that there's like a BioWare game, like a Mass Effect or something, or a Dragon Age coming, then I'll check it out. But I'll just watch that trailer. I'm not going to fast forward through the whole press conference because they're just horrible. They're so boring. They're so boring. Just watch the trailers, and that's all you need. Which I did. I watched the trailer for Sea of Solitude online, and that looked intriguing. Although it didn't really tell you anything about the gameplay, but whatever. It looked interesting. It's apparently not coming to Switch, because, why would you want it on one of the most popular consoles around? And one of the things that I'm really looking forward to, well, I'm hoping to see lots of third-party games getting Switch versions. And I don't mind if it's an older game that they're putting on the Switch, if it's an older game that I haven't actually played. Then I don't care. Like I said last episode, I think, when I was talking about Wolfenstein. I was like, I didn't play that. You're going to put it on the Switch? That looks like it might be fun to play portably. So I would prefer current games also getting Switch ports, but I would like these Switch ports to happen at the same time, so you don't end up with a Dragon Quest situation where it's coming out on the PlayStation, and then like maybe a year later you'll get it on the Switch. Maybe. I don't know. Because I'm not going to wait all the time. Sometimes I might be able to, but not all the time. So I'm looking forward to seeing lots of Switch ports, but I honestly am afraid that we're not going to see that many of them. I'm sure Bethesda will have a few. Because they've been doing really well on the Switch, and they have the kind of games I want to play on the Switch, like that I can play a lot because they're portable. Speaking of the Switch, I did start a new game, as I mentioned last time, but didn't have time to really get into it because I wanted to talk about it, and I also wanted to play it a little bit more before I talked about it. I am now playing Lego Marvel Super Heroes 2 on my Nintendo Switch. Because, as I mentioned, I was kind of disappointed with Dragon Quest Builders. The demo was fun and sold me on it, and I thought this would be entertaining, but it's not as entertaining as I thought, and there's actually a lot of gameplay elements that are kind of frustrating, and it's not as entertaining and fun as I was hoping it would be. Also, I read somewhere that after you finish a section of the game, when you start the next section, you lose all your recipes and you have to start over again. And I'm like, what the hell is that? Like, why are you bothering? Because I haven't gotten to that part yet, and I'm afraid that if I did get to that part, that's when I just go return the game. I'm just, no. That's just a stupid gameplay element that I don't understand why anyone would do. So I've kind of set aside Dragon Quest Builders, and I used my 20% Best Buy discount, because I still have the Gamers Club for another year or so, and I got a nice 20% discount on Lego Marvel Super Heroes 2. It's fun. It's a Lego game. I love the Lego games, as you know, if you are a regular viewer. I have played tons of Lego games throughout the years, and they're always just fun. Great sense of humor, laid-back gameplay, because, you die, you just reform, it's fine, I don't mind it, because I'm not good at platformers if you have to restart from earlier, but here you just reform your Legos and then you just keep going, and it's fun. So the plot is basically Kang the Conqueror has created this place he calls Chronopolis, which is basically a mishmash hodgepodge of different time eras all put together. And what is with the planes? Sorry, folks, I'm not re-recording this. So, you have, like, Old West and the future and, like, a Hydra-controlled universe. So it's all mishmashed together, which actually helps to explain why you have Marvel Cinematic Universe characters alongside Marvel comic book characters. Because it's a little weird. But that's not even a problem, because they've always done that, it's fine. The problem is that my only real complaint with the game, I have two. First, the voice acting. It's terrible, mostly. There's a few that are decent. Like, every so often someone will attempt to do... Like, the guy doing the Rocket Raccoon voice is clearly trying to do an impression of Bradley Cooper's Rocket Raccoon voice. So that's fine. That's helpful. Whereas, like, Gamora just sounds like they asked Gail from accounting to do it. It's not good. Although I was told that this game was made during the voice actor strike, so it might actually be Gail from accounting. It's hit or miss. Like, for every character that sounds like they're supposed to, like Rocket Raccoon or like Black Panther, or even Captain America, you have somebody like Gamora or whatever that's just, like, who are you supposed to be? And they're just like She-Hulk, and it's like, what? No, okay. But that's fine. It doesn't really affect the gameplay, even though they do talk a lot. As far as the gameplay, it's the same Lego gameplay. It's fine. I'm still playing through the levels. I haven't gotten to the free play yet, where you have all of Chronopolis to explore, which is, well, now actually I am. Like, I was supposed to go to the next mission, and there was all this other stuff, and I'm like getting distracted. I'm like, no, stay on mission, stay on mission. Because I was passing through, like, I think they call it New York Noir, which is like a New York City that's like from the 20s, where everything is like sepia toned and it plays like noir movie music. And I was like, I want to explore this. And I was like, no, head for Old West, continue the story. Don't get distracted. But it's fine, because it's a portable game, so I can take as long as I like. It's fine. And I have that big trip for 4th of July going to Massachusetts, so I'll have plenty of time to play it on the bus. The other problem that I'm having with it is my personal problem. Like, it's not like a gameplay problem where the game is bad. It's just that playing it on the portable Switch screen, it's a little small for my elderly eyes. And I dread the day when I eventually have to wear reading glasses to play a video game portably. But, like, if I'm wearing my contacts, it can be a little dicey. If I have my glasses, I can just go like this if I need to see something in detail. But the problem is that as opposed to, like, other portable platforms like the DS, the 3DS, the Game Boy, the PSP, the Vita, those were all had games made for that specific platform. So they were made for that specific size and shaped screen. Whereas the Switch, it's a console game. You're kind of supposed to be playing it on your TV. And they're not always, I don't feel like developers, you know, are taking into account you are sometimes going to be playing it portably, so maybe make the HUD a little more readable in portable mode or something like that, you know what I mean? Like, taking that into account. Like, there was one mission where I was in the Hydro-controlled area that I had to find all these little 10 glowy pieces of vibranium scattered all around the area. And trying to do that portably, it was like, is that a glow? Wait, what's over there? I'm like looking at the map, trying to see where they are, and I'm like, it's so small and it won't zoom in enough. Like, I'm zooming in, and then it reaches the level of zoom that it's maxed out at, and I'm like, no, I want to go further, I can't see, I can't tell what I'm looking at. But on the TV, obviously, it's fine. And that's, like I said, a personal thing, that I have old eyes, and it's hard to see things now. But it's fun, it's way more fun than Dragon Quest Builders. I'm enjoying LEGO Marvel Super Heroes 2, and it's the perfect game, because it won't take too long to play. And it'll be the perfect game to tide me over until my trip at the end of the month, and then I can play it on my trip and play lots of open world and get lots of extras and secrets and whatever, and then when I come back, I can start Wolfenstein and feel perfectly fine, and I'm not setting aside a game that I'm in the middle of, because I'll be done by then, I'm assuming. I mean, it's a LEGO game, they don't take that long to play. So, that's it for this week. Come back next episode, and maybe I'll have tried that other game that I got and haven't started yet because I can't stop playing No Man's Sky. Bye!